Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax 26. We are on day 12, and as is per usual, we are starting the day off with a series of tag team matches involving tomorrow's group of G1 tournament contenders, the A block, and a bunch of junior heavyweights and young lions. That being said, though, let's get ready for some crazy tag team match action. We have our New Japan World players set to 14 minutes and 25 seconds. And if you do not have New Japan World, highly recommend getting it. It's only just over $8 for the month of August, and you get their entire backlog, which means that if you only buy August, you can actually watch the entire G1 tournament if you just go back and watch previous days through their archive. So now we have, as I said, our player set to 1425. That's 1425, and we will be hitting play on go. 3, 2, 1, go. And here you can see Juice Robinson, David Finlay, and Taguchi teaming up to take on the team of Liger, Tiger Mask, and Captain New Japan.
I believe this is a tag team rematch from a previous G1 day, where Juice Robinson actually pinned Captain New Japan in the middle of the ring after a kill switch. So we'll have to see if history repeats itself tonight. But what do you think about this match here, partner?
I mean, yeah, you may be right. I know that Juice Robinson did get a pin on Captain New Japan relatively recently. I want to say it was actually this same matchup a couple days ago. And actually, I'm looking now, and I can confirm that this exact same match happened on day 10. So if Juice Robinson was to get a pin on Captain New Japan, that was definitely an opportunity for him to do it.
And Taguchi employing the hip attacks early, and now look at this. He's going to volley back and forth between the ropes. We've seen him do this before. Hip attack to Liger, hip attack to Tiger Mask. And Taguchi is feeling it here in the early going.
He's a real hip guy, John.
Indeed he is. And now look at this. He's fired up here off the ropes again, but Tiger Mask got the dropkick there. On the rear of Taguchi, sends him to the outside. Oh, what's...
Now Tiger Mask might be going for a dive here.
Tope Suicida there by Tiger Mask.
Nice.
Taguchi there laid out. But I'll tell you, I mean, even though...
Taguchi's ass hurts.
Yeah, even though he primarily relies on rear-based offense and even calls himself the funky weapon, Taguchi isn't to be underestimated as he recedes into his corner. And now I think...
David Finlay?
David Finlay, yes.
Is Taguchi calling for a timeout? It looked like he was.
Hey, there are no timeouts in wrestling, so even if Taguchi was, it's a moot point. Is David Finlay now in the ring? A nice back elbow there to Liger. And now it could be the first uppercut. No! Palm strike there by Liger to David Finlay.
And now David Finlay prone. He's definitely going to get taken on a surfboard right here.
Absolutely. Now he's got the one arm, he's got the other arm, and now Liger, but Taguchi breaks it up with the rear.
Well, I mean, hey, at least he's got his teammates back, right?
Exactly.
He's also making the other team deal with his own backside.
But this is how you know Liger is a legend. He doesn't get frustrated or flustered, goes right back to the wrist lock, and now he tags in Tiger Mask, who's going to maintain the hold. And
I kind of have a feeling Captain New Japan is going to ruin this match again.
Yeah, I have a feeling of the same thing. And now Liger gets tagged back in. My cohort in commentary, guys, before we went on the air, actually informed me that Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask are former IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions, and they had a reign of 36 days, so it actually makes a lot of sense why Tiger Mask and Jushin Thunder Liger have as much cohesion as they do when they tag together. And then when Captain New Japan gets involved, everything gets mucked up, and he just got the tag there.
Yeah, and the 36 days that they did hold the titles, you'd expect, oh, well, these guys were in their prime 20 years ago. They probably held those titles in the mid-90s, but actually it was literally 4 years ago in the summer of 2012.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, and I mean, the tag team, it's still held together to this day as here comes Juice Robinson. A nice axe handle there to the arm of Captain New Japan. I'll tell you, and that's smart by Juice Robinson because he pinned Captain New Japan because of a kill switch. It'll be easier to lock that hold in if Captain New Japan has a weaker arm.
Yeah, definitely.
And now David Finlay lands on the apron. Great agility there. Oh, Juice Robinson meets David Finlay, though, with the lariat. And an uppercut there to Taguchi's rear. Dodges the, and an Uranagi there by Captain New Japan. Juice Robinson thinking crescent kick. Captain New Japan saying no way. And now Captain New Japan, nice back elbow there.
Yeah.
Liger with the palm strike.
Oh, wow, that was rough.
This team's really cooking,
Tiger
partner.
Mask. Maybe a Tiger Bomb here.
He got it. And now Tiger Mask.
He can't go for the pin. It's got to be Captain New Japan, and Captain New Japan is gonna go up top and eventually try and. They're gonna hold him. They're gonna hold him down for Captain New Japan to.
Yep.
And there you saw Liger really encouraging him to move faster, but. Oh, he hit the headbutt! Is that gonna be it?
Go for the pin though, dude. Go for the pin.
He's celebrating a little bit too much there, yeah. 1, 2, and the breakup.
But I love that this tag team actually learned from its prior mistake. That's so cool to me. When you don't do an exact repeat of your matches.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't work out for you this time, maybe next time literally wait for Captain New Japan to hit that headbutt and then trip him, forcing him to fall onto the opponent.
There you go. Oh, nice lariat there by Juice Robinson. That could be it. He took Captain New Japan's head off.
Juice Robinson is just dominating Captain New Japan right now.
And keep in mind, Captain New Japan and Juice are still legal, and I think Captain New Japan's still rocked enough where Juice might want to try a kill switch here.
I think he might be setting him up for it. Yeah, he is.
Look at that. Oh, yeah. Man, that impact.
He actually hit it. That's going to be it. That's going to be another win.
Count.
Juice Robinson with a second win.
That's got to do great for the morale of Juice Robinson, especially because the last bout he was in, I thought his leg was in tatters thanks to Naito. So what a bounce back there for Juice Robinson.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, this was one day later, and I guess his leg made a full recovery. He is a bigger guy. I mean, he's not 7 feet tall by any means, but he is a bigger guy compared to a lot of the New Japan guys. He's a bit bigger than Naito even. And, it would make sense that he would recover a little bit quicker because of that. I mean, you've got to realize how quickly did Nagata recover from all the legwork that was put in on him by both Naito and Evil.
That's certainly true, partner, and that's an excellent point you make, is now Tiger Mask and Liger checking on Captain New Japan.
Juice Robinson, not only is Juice Robinson bigger than Nagata, but he's also got youth on Nagata, so that would make sense that he'd be able to recover that quickly.
Oh, certainly it does. And now you see the opposing team giving the winning team their due. But I'll tell you, man, I don't know why they allow Captain New Japan to keep tagging with them. I don't know how much say they have in it. I'm guessing not much.
I don't think they have much of a choice. I think that he just gets stuck with them. The question I have is why they keep tagging him in the first place.
Yeah, that is actually something they have control over. But I guess they just figure they don't want to do...
Nobody wants to shake Captain New Japan's hand.
And now they're going to leave him this time. You almost got to feel bad for Captain New Japan. And now, look at that. There we go. Liger and Tiger Mask.
Loser.
Yeah. It's like he wants a trophy simply for participating. It's like you ate the pin. You deserve nothing. One of these, I really do believe the payoff, though, and it may even be at the G1 tournament finals. These guys are going to tag, and they're actually going to win together. I have to believe that, because, I mean, come on now. They did learn a little bit. They held David Finlay down when he ate the headbutt. Or I think it was Juice
Robinson. Yeah, it was Juice Robinson.
Yeah, excuse me there. But yeah, regardless, they're learning. And I have to think that sooner or later they're going to learn all the way to a win. Okay. Might have been a bit much there, Juice.
Is that a fan? Like a literal handheld fan?
I believe it was. Juice just tossed it indiscriminately into the crowd, so.
Yeah. Oh, and there's the next tag team match. There really doesn't seem to be a weakness on either one of these teams. It's Makabe, Kojima, and Nakanishi versus the Bullet Club, represented by Fale, Tama, Tonga, and Yujiro.
Yeah, and this is going to be a very interesting tag team bout here. I'm guessing this is highlighting Makabe versus Tama Tonga for Saturday.
I do believe you are correct, yes.
All right, very interesting.
Oh, actually, no, that's not correct. Neither one of those guys are facing each other on Sunday. Tama Tonga is facing Sanada. Makabe is actually facing Fale on Sunday.
Ah, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that they didn't face each other yet in this tournament, because last year I think Fale really dominated Makabe in their tournament match.
Right. And Yujiro Takahashi's feeling good about himself. He's been quite the MVP in these Bullet Club tag team matches.
Yeah, but he's been picking up all of his wins on Gedo.
Yeah. Well, Gedo, well, I think really Captain New Japan, because Gedo's really been
Oh
the
yeah,
punk of
that's right.
Kojima.
Kojima's the one that's been beating Gedo this whole time.
Right.
That's my mistake. Yeah. But regardless, Gedo and Captain New Japan have kind of found themselves at the bottom of the tag team match food chain. And the thing is, neither one of those guys is in this match, which is it makes it really interesting because these teams are really even. I mean, Kojima isn't in G1 this year, and neither is Nakanishi, and neither is Yujiro. But all three of those men have been in G1s relatively recently. I think Nakanishi, it's been a while since he's been in a G1, but he has been in G1s before. Yujiro and Kojima both were in last year's G1, so this is a completely stacked G1 tournament filled match.
Yes. Very much so. And now I'm very curious what the opposing team can offer the Bullet Club in terms of offense, in terms of resistance, because the Bullet Club, they're not pushovers. There was a time, and maybe we're still in that time, because I'm not trying to date myself by any means, but there was a time when the Bullet Club was regarded as the most dominant faction, the faction of professional wrestling. I feel like that mantle has been taken forcibly by Los Ingobernables de Japón, but hey, that's one man's opinion, as we now have the opposing team coming out now. Kojima, Makabe, and Nakanishi. What do you think of the makeup of that team?
This is a team that is going to impose their will on just about anyone. Three real powerhouses here. And you can say similar things about the Bullet Club representatives here, but Tama Tonga and Yujiro are both a little bit smaller and really more rely on their kind of brute sort of brawling style than that technical power that Kojima and Nakanishi provide, and Makabe even.
I do think this is smart by the Bullet Club. Very early on, they go right on the attack, right on the offensive. They isolated Kojima here for the time being. I believe Yujiro and Kojima might be legal right now, as you see now Yujiro laying in those knife edge chops to Kojima. I guess kind of mocking his lightning chops in his own way.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And now look at this.
Now Tama Tonga going to do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yujiro's got Kojima on the full Nelson, and Tama Tonga with the slabs. Very disrespectful there. Off the ropes.
Oh, and the forearm to Yujiro.
First miscommunication of the match. And now DDT there to Tama Tonga. Kojima, I'll tell you, he looks focused. He looks to be in good shape. And I'll tell you, if I'm Jay Lethal, and now the lightning chops to Yujiro. Oh my god. Oh, that has to hurt so bad. Oh my god. Imagine having to take Kojima's chops and then Nakajima's chops back to back. I'd have no chest left.
Nakajima? Do you mean Marufuji?
Marufuji, excuse me. But yeah, imagine taking those chops back to back. I'd have no chest left.
Well, luckily nobody in this tournament is ever going to have to do that because those guys are... Oh, actually, you know what? It is possible that they could end up on a team together in an A block day, or a B block day, rather. Yeah, because I think Marufuji actually is competing in a tag team match later on tonight, teaming up with Chaos, members of Chaos, Goto and Gedo. That's actually up next. So yeah, it is possible that someone would have to take those chops consecutively. How about that?
I feel really bad for their chest area.
Yeah.
It's now Kojima here. I mean, Yujiro just grabbing him by the hair. Just very disrespectful. And now, look at that, just a straight kick to the midsection.
I thought he was going to wind up and hit like an overhead chop or something like that, but no, just kicks him in the gut and done with it.
See, I thought he was going to wind up in a different way, like kind of step back a little bit and then nail one of his vicious boots and send Kojima over the guardrail, so I didn't know what Takahashi was thinking about.
I think he was just thinking about psyching Kojima out a little bit there, and I think it worked.
And now Takahashi was thinking, I'm guessing, a snapmare takeover. He got it this time. Now it could be the boot to the face.
Yeah.
There it is, right there. I'll tell you, Takahashi, when you look at him, at least speaking from my perspective, you wouldn't really think that he's such a striker with the boots and everything, but I'll tell you, he makes you know that real quick. And now Tama Tonga looks so devious right now.
Yes, he does.
Now laying in those forearms.
Whew, man.
Tama Tonga, he's got to feel good getting back in his element. I mean, he was really the dominant one in tag team matches at last year's G1.
Yeah.
That's really granted him this opportunity to participate this year.
I mean, it does. It's probably worth noting that a lot of his wins with those head shrinkers did come against junior heavyweights and young lions.
Yeah, and you've made that point. I know you made that point yesterday, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. I thought it was an excellent point. Look at this Koji cutter there on Fale.
And you can see Makabe up on the ropes. He wants to be tagged in right now. He wants to test out his G1 opponent for Saturday. And there it is. There's the tag. He's in.
And here we go. What can Makabe do? Shoulder block there. Takes Tama Tonga off the apron. Takes Yujiro off the apron. Makabe is 4-2. He is in third place right now in his block. Corner lariat there to
Fale. That pisses him
Fale.
off because he went from tied for first to third in one match.
Yeah, the descent has not been kind to the Unchained Gorilla.
There was the 10 count punches he likes to try in Northern Lights after this. Will he be able to get it
Man.
off?
No way.
On Fale. No. Yeah, I didn't think he'd be able to.
Yeah, you gotta knock Fale out if you want to move him around.
That's going to be interesting to see him try tomorrow, or on Saturday, rather.
I'll tell you what, though, that lariat took him down, and Fale kicking out anyway.
Fale is a beast.
Makabe taking slight umbrage with that count there. He can't do anything about it. Makabe's just got to take all that piss and vinegar and channel it into a win. But look at Fale here, Samoan drop.
Huge Samoan drop there from Fale. That dropped Makabe not only on his back, but then Fale's big coconut of a head fell on Makabe's chest as well.
And here comes Tama Tonga and Nakanishi, I think, for the first time in this match.
Yeah.
And we'll see if Nakanishi can be a difference maker. Oh, man.
He's actually trying to run away with the hand. That's great.
That is hilarious. And now Nakanishi has got Tama Tonga throttle, and there's the lariat.
And the big lariat.
Takes Takahashi off the apron. Nakanishi now always going to wind that arm up, partner.
I think we're going to get another big lariat here from Nakanishi. And look at Kojima on the ring celebrating. And there he hits it. Is that going to be it? No. 1, 2. Oh, and no. Tama Tonga was actually kicking out as the referee's hand hit down for 2.
Yeah, Tama
clearly
Tonga
did not incapacitate him nearly enough. Oh, he was wanting to get him up in this torture rack, though. That could actually end the match.
But Tama Tonga with those side elbows, but there's a spear. There is the
Nakanishi spear. And oh, look at this. Yujiro breaking up the count. Oh, but Kojima breaking up Yujiro's face. Fale breaking up Kojima's chest. And now Makabe throwing Fale over the top rope.
I believe Nakanishi and Tama Tonga are still legal here.
They most definitely are, yeah.
Remember, the last
time...
time...
torture rack!
But I think Tama Tonga can escape into a gun stun here. Nakanishi's got to be careful.
Oh, here's Yujiro, big boot to the gut of Nakanishi. A second gut to the... Oh, and a third. 3 big boots to the gut. And now Nakanishi puts Tama Tonga down and hits the big sledge on Yujiro's face.
That was a mistake by Nakanishi here. Tama Tonga can now do the gun stun, and there it is.
There it is. Good call, John. You actually scouted that out long ahead of time.
2, 3 count.
And that's the end of the match. Nakanishi, of all people... in this match, it's been the longest since he's been in a G1 Climax. So that really does tell you how physically demanding a G1 Climax is. Because when you are in shape for a G1 Climax, you maintain that over time. You got to realize Yujiro and Kojima have not lost a match, have not been pinned or submitted during the entirety of these tag team matches. They have been dominant. And now Nakanishi, who hasn't been in a G1 Climax for a while, I guess it's been long enough since his last G1 that he's kind of feeling a little bit, he's not in that elite G1 caliber of shape anymore.
Right.
That's how much of a physical demand this tournament is.
I mean, partner, I think your analysis is spot on. I think Nakanishi got caught. I think his grave mistake was actually releasing the torture rack. I would have tried to have dealt with Yujiro another way. I mean, Nakanishi's got the power.
I was going to say, Yujiro was going off the ropes. That was going to be a lot of momentum. I don't know how Nakanishi would have handled him. I mean, maybe a kick, but maybe he wouldn't have had the strength in a single leg to keep Tama Tonga on his shoulders. And maybe that's why he didn't leave either of his feet.
I guess the Bullet Club cornered Nakanishi into a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of corner. And
that's what breaking the rules and double teaming somebody in the ring illegally can happen. So
exactly.
And now you've got another 6-man tag. As I mentioned before, Marufuji teaming up with Chaos. And actually, is that Goto teaming up with Gedo?
I believe it is.
Oh yeah, I guess it is. I didn't know Goto was in Chaos, but there you go. And their opponents, Tanahashi, Tenzan, and KUSHIDA. Tanahashi has been teaming up with KUSHIDA quite a bit, but usually the third man in that team has been, I believe, Juice Robinson, hasn't it been?
I believe you are correct.
Yeah, and now it's actually Tenzan. Tenzan, say what you will about the fact that he only has a 2-4 record and that he's tied with 3 other men for the worst record in his block. He still had a very impressive tournament given his age, given that he wasn't even supposed to be in this tournament, given that Kojima surrendered his G1 spot for Tenzan to be in this.
I believe that Tenzan did Kojima proud with his tournament spot. And Tenzan, regardless of how this tournament ends, look, like you just got done saying about Nakanishi and conditioning and all of this stuff when it comes to a G1 Climax tournament, because you are talking a round-robin style tournament, 9 matches for everybody. It is crazy. It is grueling.
Well, that's just singles matches. That's 9 singles matches. That's also not including the 9 tag team matches that everybody is also going to participate in.
Exactly. So given where Tenzan is in his career, because as I've affectionately called it, it is the twilight years at this point. And the idea that he's still, doing the tag matches and he went full throttle in this G1, I respect that. And you got Marufuji in the ring. He's been so impressive. He's in second place. He's just waiting for Okada to make a mistake so he can overtake first place.
Yeah.
And that may very well happen. Look, I've said it time and time again, and I'm going to keep saying it as long as I'm permitted a pulpit to say it. Okada's one of the best in the business right now. No doubt about it in my mind. But he can commit follies like anybody else. Hell, he did against Marufuji. I think he took him a little bit too lightly, and Marufuji just showed how innovative and how great he is. And you want to talk...
Well, and not only, I mean, you say you took him a little bit lightly, that might be true, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you take someone lightly or not. When they dominate you the way Marufuji dominated Okada, that's a statement right there.
Exactly. And you want to talk...
And it seems to be a statement that woke Okada up because he has not lost a match since then.
Exactly. And hell, if you're Marufuji, you're probably thinking, well, I'd like to win the block. I'd like to win the whole tournament. But knowing that I beat Okada, first of all, that gives such a great sense of brand pride, coming from Noah. And then second of all, I'm going to get a title shot regardless because I know Okada's pride won't permit him to go on with his title reign until he settles this beef with Marufuji. So,
exactly.
Marufuji's in a great place right now, regardless of how the rest of his tournament shapes out. And there
you see the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Kushida, Hiroshi Tenzan, a great innovator of his time, been wrestling for well over 20 years now. And finally, the former ace of New Japan, Tanahashi.
You want to talk about being in a great place. Doesn't get much better than being Kushida, who is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. It doesn't get much better than being Tanahashi, who is now on a 3-match win streak in tournament matches. He went to war yesterday with Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull. It was a grueling bout. It was a physical bout. It was a bout that was emotionally charged.
Yeah, you'll notice Ishii isn't a participant in this match. I think that the matchmakers for New Japan saw how brutal that last match was and decided to separate these guys.
Exactly. They exercised some discretion. I certainly applaud them for that. I mean, I did not expect that match to be as physical as it was. I don't think you did either, partner.
No, definitely not. Ishii, though, is actually going to be in the next match. He's teaming up with Okada, representing Chaos, to take on Los Ingobernables de Japón, represented by Sanada and Bushi.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, Ishii and Okada have that match. But for the moment, we have got 6-man tag team action. And I'm very curious, which team do you think is going to prevail here?
I think because of how poorly Gedo has been performing in these matches, I'm definitely going to guess that he is going to end up costing his team the win here.
I would agree with you there. I think that's a fair assessment of the situation.
So I feel bad for Marufuji and Goto because those guys are both excellent, and Gedo is a great performer. He's just, I think he's just past his prime. I think he's just kind of at the point where he's in over his head against the competition right now.
Yeah, his trunks on the back say that he's the complete package. I'd say, given his performance as of late, that's a bit of an overstatement.
Maybe he was the complete package a decade ago.
Exactly.
He just hasn't let go.
Partner, I wanted to inquire to you about our tournament matches tomorrow because I did notice that Marufuji was kind of staring down Tanahashi. Are they facing off tomorrow?
I believe they are, yes. I will look at it right now, and yes, I can confirm that they are. Okada, in the meantime, Okada is actually facing Ishii, so that's an interesting matchup. And the other implication from this match is Tenzan versus Goto.
Very nice, very nice. I'd say for Ishii the same thing that I said for Makabe. Look, your tournament record, if you're sharing a block with the champion, I'm not going to say it's irrelevant because obviously that's hyperbolic and wholly inaccurate. But your match with the champion, in my mind, is the most important. Because if you win, even if the rest of your tournament experience is abysmal, you have secured yourself an IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. I say it over and over again because I think it bears repeating. And Ishii tomorrow is in that position. So,
and that right there is an example of why being 1-8 in the A block could potentially be so much better than even being 6-2 in the B block. Because if you go 6-2 in the B block, but you don't win the block, but someone in the A block goes 1-8, but that one win happens to be over Okada, the guy in the B block did all that work for nothing, and meanwhile the guy in the A block just kind of took it easy the rest of the tournament, and he's still guaranteed a shot at Okada.
as per usual, partner, I couldn't have articulated it any better as Tenzan graciously takes the tag here.
Oh, that was cool though. He was talking to Tanahashi trying to figure out which one of them was going to take the tag. Oh, and now we're getting a preview for Saturday. Tenzan and Goto.
You want to talk about innovative and a man's ability to reinvent himself. I have been so impressed with Goto this year because last year I knew him as, the utilizer of the Shoten Kai and all of that. But I mean, that GTR, the Goto Revolution, the final cut over the knee, has been so effective.
That has been killing it, man. He's been doing really well. His record so far in this tournament has been, I believe he's actually tied with a bunch of guys at 3-2 in his block.
Right.
Or no, you know what? He just competed yesterday, didn't he? And he fell to 3-3. That's right.
Oh yeah, you are correct. So Goto's sitting at 500.
He is still only 2 matches down from the leader of the block, who happens to be the champion, Okada.
Exactly. Okada again.
And it is worth noting he isn't performing as well this year as he was last year because he beat Okada last year while Okada was the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, Okada dispelling those doubts in his mind. I'm sure he was wondering, can I beat Goto, one-on-one in a G1 Climax setting? And he did this year.
Yes, he did.
So Okada's got to be feeling great. But speaking of Okada, partner, I have got to ask you. I've got to put you in the hot seat. We have got Marufuji versus Tanahashi. We know that Marufuji already beat Okada. Do you think Marufuji's going to have a matching set of one of the greatest rivalries in New Japan? Do you think he's going to beat Tanahashi tomorrow?
I genuinely don't think so. I think that's going to be sort of a company pride match because Tanahashi has really been the ace of New Japan for over a decade now, it seems like. And Marufuji has been the ace of Noah for the same amount of time, if not longer. So it's really going to be kind of a New Japan versus Pro Wrestling Noah, and I don't think Tanahashi's pride will let him lose on his home turf.
I could certainly see your logic there. I see no faults in it. And if you're correct, that would mean Tanahashi would extend his match win streak to 4 matches. That's really bouncing back in a major way. If he wins tomorrow, if I'm everybody else in Tanahashi's block, I'm giving him a second glance and realizing, oh crap, he might actually take this one.
Yeah.
We shall see. Is Marufuji now working over the arm of Tenzan?
I mean, we spoke about Tenzan already and how he fell to 3-3, but let's talk about Tanahashi and how he had to win his way up to 3-3. Tanahashi started this tournament 0-3, and he has finally broken even. He is now at 3-3. And now you can see Tenzan's chest already busted back open by those chops from Marufuji.
Good God, the chest the blood is just dripping down. Look at that imagery. Oh my God. Oh my God, people. That chest is just pouring blood.
Goto should be really thanking Marufuji right now for softening Tenzan up.
That is so true.
It literally seems like he's tenderizing him.
And now Marufuji, another chop there. Oh my God, I can't get over the blood coming out of it. Falling wheel kick there by Tenzan. Oh my God, partner, look at it.
Wow.
That
is disturbing.
Yes. Honestly, thank you for that, because I was going to struggle to find the words for the rest of this program, and you not interjected. And now Tanahashi there with the body blows, the alternating strikes. I'll tell you, I'm excited for Tanahashi Marufuji tomorrow. That's going to be a barn burner. Nice flying forearm there by Tanahashi.
Tanahashi's got a nice big bulky chest. He might be able to withstand those chops like what Makabe was able to do.
Oh, and there's a dragon screw there.
That said, though, it didn't really work out too well for Makabe. He still ended up losing his first match of the tournament to Marufuji.
That is true. That is true. I gotta ask you, though, partner. I mean, you already said that you feel like Tanahashi's going to get the win, and that's fair enough.
I don't think that, like I said, I don't think Tanahashi's pride will allow him to do anything but win against Marufuji.
Right, and there's the senton there in the corner.
He sees it as a professional rivalry, and Tanahashi takes that kind of thing seriously and takes it personally, really.
Exactly, but what I was going to ask you is, I mean, Marufuji's offense, he has the Ko-O knee strikes, and, cartwheel. I don't know if he was able to get all that, and there's the dropkick, though.
Yeah, I think Marufuji, that leg with that dragon screw, might have actually given out on that cartwheel attempt.
And I was even going to ask you, do you worry about Marufuji's leg tomorrow in that tournament? Given how much of his offense is, the super kicks and everything else, Tanahashi may really have a winning formula here. And, there's the first chop there to Tanahashi. You better get used to it now, because tomorrow... Oh, man.
And the thing is, Marufuji has some fingers taped up, too. I wonder if he's broken any bones in those fingers chopping people the way he does.
He may have, but if so, I commend him even more. He doesn't give a shit. He'll tape
I don't mean
it up
this necessarily in this tournament. I mean in his history, when he was, really starting to learn how to throw these ridiculously effective chops. I wonder if the impact has ever caused him a hand injury, and that's why he started wearing the tape on his fingers the way he does.
Brother, with what he does to the chests of other people, he'd have to come away with some damage, so it wouldn't surprise me at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're throwing these chops, you're making people red, you're drawing blood with chops. You definitely have to be feeling some kind of pain on your hand from that. Oh, and look at this. Marufuji follows through, goes for the area. Tanahashi ducks. Tanahashi off the ropes. Marufuji roundhouse super kick.
And now going right back
and
to the
another chop. Back to the well. Tanahashi, though, sling blade.
Now, Marufuji, I think the only available body to tag from at least my perspective is Gedo.
Yeah.
That could prove to be a bad thing. At the same time, though, I don't think we've formally seen Kushida in this match. Gedo gets the tag. Kushida gets the tag. Here we go.
And hey, we've been talking about how Gedo seems like he's in over his head, but if he's ever going to prove us wrong, Kushida's the perfect opponent to do it against, because if he beats him in this tag match, you've definitely got to imagine he'd get a junior heavyweight championship opportunity.
I completely agree with you. The time is now for Gedo to really make something happen. Nice drop kick to the head there by Kushida. It's not looking like that moment is going to be now.
Oh, and right into the moonsault. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, and Gedo actually kicked out. I was actually kind of expecting his teammates to come in and break up that pin, but then it turned out he didn't even need them to. So, and Tenzan is just a bloody mess over there. His chest. I've never seen chops do more damage than I have in this tournament. I mean, even if you don't want to look at Tenzan, who has a stream of crimson running down his chest right now due to chops, look at Bad Luck Fale. Look at Ishii. Look at all the guys whose chests have been made not even red, but purple by Marufuji's chops.
Exactly, partner. It is insanity. And now look at this.
And look at this.
Goto.
Marufuji and Goto both followed their opponents through into the ropes, came back and hit. I think Goto hit an STO while Marufuji hit a lariat. And now you see the jawbreaker from Gedo. I think he's going for a super kick here. But Kushida caught it.
Wonder what Kushida's thinking about here. And discus forearm.
Wow, he really laid into that too. Oh, and he went for another one, but Gedo caught him with a slap. Oh, and he goes for another one, but the inverted STO, the flatliner there. And now Gedo going for the camel clutch. Kushida grabs him into the Kimura.
Brilliant counter, and Gedo might actually get to the ropes here. It's up to Kushida to prevent that, and he does. It's over.
A long way away. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's in deep now.
And that speed of Kushida, yeah. And now that's the end of the match. Kushida got Gedo to tap out. We didn't see it because of the camera angle, but the referee most definitely did.
You just gotta wonder who is gonna end Kushida's IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship reign with a submission as legitimate and as effective as that Kimura lock. And Gedo now, yeah, get him a Z-Pack for that shoulder as well. I mean, Ice just ain't gonna do it.
Wow.
And now...
Get him a Z-Pack.
Kushida checking on his partners. Tenzan. I mean, I'll tell you, I never thought I would say to an audience, put the kids to bed when it comes to knife-edge chops, but Marufuji proved me wrong.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's disturbing.
Yeah.
I think Tenzan's actually angry at Marufuji. Like, hey man, you're not even my opponent. What are you doing?
Exactly.
He was sending a message. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, believe me, Tanahashi will get his turn.
You know, you kind of have to wonder. I wonder if Marufuji, having more involvement in New Japan, I wonder if he's going to end up joining Chaos. He's been teaming up with them a lot lately.
Perhaps. And now look at this, Marufuji.
Oh, and now extending a grapevine here. Tanahashi shaking his hand could be a sign of respect, but if he doesn't, it's a sign of, no, you're an outsider. Okay, we have some mutual... Oh, but... What just... I think Marufuji just, did a knee strike to Tanahashi's hand or elbow.
Yeah, he tried to go for a knee strike. I think Tanahashi evaded it. Marufuji trying to get in the head of Tanahashi.
Yeah, I'll say.
That's a side of Marufuji we haven't seen.
Tanahashi showing respect only for Marufuji to rescind.
Very interesting that we're seeing this side of Marufuji now at this point in the tournament. But you know what? It doesn't surprise me. He's not an idiot. He has to know his position in the block right now.
Yeah.
And Tanahashi, I mean, you want to talk about brick walls. Tanahashi, with the streak he's been on, is the brick wall of the block right now.
Exactly.
Let's see if Marufuji can pick it apart.
Up next, though, we have not a 6-man, not an 8-man, not even a 10-man tag match, but a regular 2-on-2 tag team match. We've got Okada and Ishii representing Chaos, taking on Sanada and Bushi representing Los Ingobernables de Japón. Now, John, when I said something about this match happening earlier, you were quick to reach the conclusion that, Ishii and Okada have got this in the bag. But I think it's worth pointing out that Sanada has been getting a lot of upsets in this tournament, including on night 1 where he made Tanahashi tap out. Now, I think if Bushi can play some decent defense, Sanada could make one of these guys tap out.
I mean, there's certainly that possibility, partner. I completely agree with you. Look, Sanada has shown, to your point, if you give this man an opening, he's going to respond with a skull end. And then you're not going to be able to respond because you'll have blacked out by that point. So, could he make something happen in this tag match? Absolutely. But let's be realistic here. Let's be pragmatic here. On this one team of Okada and Ishii, yeah, Ishii hasn't been the most stellar, but he is still one of just the best strong-style competitors in the company. And Okada's...
it's like I was talking about earlier with the whole Nakanishi, Kojima, Yujiro thing. If you're in the G1 Climax, your conditioning, your level of competition is the best in the world. Even being in a G1 last year, Kojima and Yujiro have been completely dominant in these tag matches because they had to reach the level required to compete in a G1 in the first place, Right. Even though they didn't need to do that this year. And Kojima might be as dominant as he is because he was planning on getting to that point this year. Maybe he was actually training for G1 before he decided to hand his spot over to Tenzan. You never know. That would explain why he's been killing it so much. But I think you have a point here. Ishii and Okada are both G1 competitors. Sanada's a G1 competitor as well, but Bushi is the glaring weak link out of these 4 men.
And hey, I mean, we'll appeal to something that you and I can agree on. I mean, look at the statistics. Bushi and Sanada, I don't think they've been winless as a tag team, But
I don't think they've won. I think they've won 2 or 3 of their matches. Yeah.
hasn't been a lot.
No.
Hasn't been a lot compared to the trio of
They're
Evil,
definitely
Bushi, and
not.
Naito.
Definitely not as dominant as the other sort of half of Los Ingobernables de Japón, with Bushi teaming up with Evil and Naito.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, speaking of Naito, 2 barn burner tournament matches. I mean, to be fair, all the tournament matches today seem like they're going to be a lot of fun. But the 2 that are on my mind, and I'm sure they're on your mind, you've got Naito versus Nakajima, the genius of the kick. And you've also got Shibata versus the cleaner of the Bullet Club, Kenny Omega. Got to get to this tag team match first. And here comes the Rainmaker. Actually kind of surprised that Ishii's leading the charge. Okada's probably okay with it because he's got the gold. And now look at that Rainmaker
there's
pose.
the pose. And John, you were talking about Kenny Omega versus Shibata earlier tonight. We haven't brought this up the entire tournament because I think we both forgot about it, but it's probably something we should talk about. Shibata is the never openweight champion.
That is true.
He never brings the title out to his matches for some reason, but he is that champion.
So do you think Hanma may be gunning for a title shot when this tournament's over? I mean, he was the first one to beat Shibata. I know not the only one, but the first one.
Hanma beat him and Toru Yano beat him, and I think he doesn't only have 2 losses, does he? He's what is he? 3-3, 2-3, 3-2. He's 2-3. Who else beat him? Did he face Elgin? I don't think he did. Did he?
Did he face Elgin? I actually want to say yes, he did, and Elgin I think won. I think.
I don't think he's faced Elgin yet.
I'm not sure. I want to say.
Oh, Naito. Naito beat him.
No, he choked Naito
out. No, he
out.
beat Naito. That's right. Yeah. No, it was Elgin. Yeah, you're right. It was Elgin.
All right.
Yeah, because so far his 2 wins were against Nakajima and Naito.
Right.
And then his 3 losses then were against Yano, Honma, and Elgin.
Right.
So those 3 guys should be in line for a never openweight championship match. I don't know if Elgin would even want to go after the never openweight championship, although with the 2 titles he's rocking right now, maybe he could be collecting and trying to just win as much gold as possible.
I was even going to ask you, partner, if you think Big Mike's getting a bit greedy there, if he's going to pursue a 3rd championship. Now look at Okada
now,
there.
Okada, let's be fair. You really don't need to be toying with anyone here. And now Bushi taking full advantage and just posing. Never mind that taking full advantage line.
And he's got the quickness. And Okada, well, I think he's the complete package, the real complete package there, Gedo. I do believe Bushi has a quickness advantage. Nice snapmare takeover there by Okada.
Knowing Gedo, his trunks might have even been referring to Okada. He absolutely adores this man.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, that's a bromance that nobody's ever going to match.
No.
And now nice into the armbar there. Okada going to drag Bushi over. Ishii takes the tag. Also something we should probably talk about, partner, since this is our tag team main event. We're going to be heading into tournament matches. As far as Kenny Omega goes, and I believe Naito's the same way, a lot of these guys are today in their tournament matches, the 3-2 class. We're finally going to start thinning out the herd.
Yeah. We actually have 2 matches today that are going to guarantee one of these 3-2 competitors moves up to 4-2.
Right.
Those 2 matches being Elgin versus Yoshihashi and Naito Nakajima. All 4 of those men are 3-2 right now, which means that 2 of them are guaranteed to either have 7 or 8 points by the end of the day today. If any draws happen, then it'll be more than 2. But if no draws happen, we'll get 2 men that are at 8 points at 4-2. But still, no matter what the results are today, it's worth noting that it doesn't matter, who wins what or how many wins happen today. Okada is the lone man at the top of the mountaintop at 5-1. Not only that, but he's the lone man at the top of the mountaintop in the sense that he is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He's winning G1 and he already has the championship. So very interesting scenario there. He could end up picking his own opponent.
And that autonomy is something to be envied by the rest of the New Japan locker room.
Maybe after this match, after he gets, maybe if he gets a winning pin over against Bushi, maybe that'll be the opponent he picks for Wrestle Kingdom 11 so that he thinks he has an easy time.
Oh, certainly. I mean, look, Okada, here's the thing. He's a proud man. Dare I say, sometimes he borders on arrogance. And I think because of that, though, he would pick a worthwhile opponent because I think Okada really believes he's the best thing in wrestling right now. And I can't say I blame him when guys like me are feeding his ego all the time and Sonata there burying that chair in Okada's midsection.
Guys like you and guys like Gedo, of course.
There you go. So I
Yeah.
think Okada would really want to challenge himself at the biggest stage. He's probably saying to himself, I'm the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. It's time I really take the reins, forcefully. I'm going to give these people a Wrestle Kingdom main event they'll never forget. As now, I'll tell you, Sonata getting the tag. If Ishii doesn't get a tag soon, he's about to receive a beatdown he'll never forget, but that remains to be seen. It's now Sonata and Bushi formulating a plan here.
Where did Okada go, John?
Okada, I think, got taken out. Sonata really beat him down with that steel chair, and I think, well, there's Okada.
There he is. Oh, wow. He actually recovered faster than I thought he would. That was, the fact that Sonata manages to get away with using weapons and the referees don't disqualify him gives him sort of a weird, almost Toru Yano-esque advantage.
I would certainly agree with you there. As Ishii now inviting the strikes, asking Sonata to give his best here.
And to be fair, even though they are tag team partners tonight, Ishii and Okada will be opponents on Saturday.
Do you think that's in Ishii's mind? Do you think he's even able to really focus on this match, given, first of all, his loss to Tanahashi yesterday?
Yeah, that was such a physical, violent, personal match. Maybe Ishii will be distracted enough that it'll kind of cause Sonata to be able to capitalize on that.
And now, Bushi just a clubby blow there to Ishii. Not really caring much, nothing fancy about that. And now Ishii!
There is a tag to Sonata. Oh, look at Ishii. I love it.
And this is what I worry about for Okada. And maybe that's how it should be, because it's G1, and this ain't no sandbox. This ain't no child's game. But for Okada, I worry about the fact Ishii, his entire existence is predicated on aggression. He is a physical, just punch you in the mouth kind of human being. And I don't think he's going to be able to make the distinction that, Okada's not only my opponent, but he's my stablemate, he's my friend. And I worry about Okada in that regard, because when that line becomes blurred, and Ishii just sees it as, no, you're the world champion, you're an obstacle, it takes a hell of a lot to put Ishii down.
Yeah, I mean, Okada has been undefeated since his loss to Marufuji, but I don't think that he's going to exit the tournament being able to say that he went undefeated the entire time after that loss, because 8-1 is a nearly impossible record to accumulate.
I'll be honest with you, partner, and I could be eating crow tomorrow, and I hope the butter sauce is at least nice and ready. But for as much as I love Okada and support him, I think Ishii's due for a win. I'm picking the Stone Pitbull in that bout.
I actually agree with you. I think if Okada is kind of getting to a point where it's almost better for him to lose because it gets that loss off his back, and it's like, okay, now I lost. I don't have to kind of feel like I have I'm due for a loss kind of thing hanging over my head. I got the loss out of my system in a way, and I think that might actually be coming on Saturday against Ishii. Not that Okada isn't going to try. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Okada doing his best and still managing to lose to Ishii might actually be a little bit of a weight off his shoulders. And there's the windmill. He didn't actually do the windmill in yesterday's tag team match. Did you notice that, John?
I did notice it, and it's nice to see that the windmill generated enough power today. And now Bushi here. Forearm to the face.
Ooh. Oh, wow. What a forearm.
What a flapjack, though, by Okada.
Okada's flapjack. I feel like Okada, if there were just lists of the best looking moves done by certain wrestlers, Okada's name would be at the top of 10 of them.
Yes.
He has the best drop kick. He has the best elbow drop. He has one of the best, as you just pointed out. What was it that he just did there?
Not uppercut. Oh, flapjack.
Flapjack. One of the best flapjacks. He has one of the best senton atomicos. He is just, everything he does is just so ridiculously crisp. And I mean, for somebody who has all these great finesse technical moves, he's also got one of the best lariats in the business too, the Rainmaker.
Yes. And now look at Ishii here. Bushi gonna charge in the corner. Knees there. Ishii gonna try and power through it.
The kip up. Oh, and there's the lung blower. Could that actually put Ishii away?
No way. And
Oh,
Okada
but you
breaks
know
it up.
what? It might have. It might have. John Okada breaking that pin up might have been the only thing preventing it from being a 3 count.
You gotta wonder how Ishii's gonna internalize that. Oh, I had to have the world champion save me. I would hope that
And
that would.
my opponent on Saturday had to save me from being beaten by a junior heavyweight.
Exactly. I mean, that's got to weigh on Ishii's mind. And Bushi here still using the quickness advantage.
Oh, there we go. Ishii getting out of the way, and now look, Okada with the big boot. Sonata following though. Look at this, Sonata looking after Okada. Oh, but the drop kick from Okada.
Okada is feeling it right now.
And now you see Ishii alone in the ring with Bushi. This is not a good situation for Bushi to be in.
Oh, Bushi ducks the lariat. Nice Enziguri there with the free leg.
Step up. Yeah, the step up is. Oh, but the lariat.
And now Bushi, I think he is just going to be prone for that brain buster.
Is that happening this quickly?
Yes, it is.
Holy crap. Okay. Well, that's what happens when a junior heavyweight is left in the ring alone by himself against a G1 competitor right there.
That is very true. Ishii getting the winning pin there.
Picked up the win for his team. You're on a team with the champion, and you still end up getting the winning pin. That's got to be a nice little confidence boost for Ishii.
Oh, certainly. And you got to wonder if Ishii is going to be able to translate that into further momentum, if he's going to be able to knock Okada down to 5-2. Now Okada has got the IWGP Heavyweight Championship in hand. And Ishii, if I was him, I'd be, stealing a couple glances at that prize, because if I can beat Okada one-on-one, it may be non-title now. It won't be non-title down the road when they do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Ishii being respectful, though, he knows exactly what he wants to do on Saturday. He's not going to show his hand early.
Exactly. To me, just totally disregarding the rest of the tournament, everything prior, everything that'll come after. This match with the Rainmaker, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, is going to be the most important match of not only Ishii's tournament experience, but dare I say, his career.
Yeah.
Because when we were going over the history of that championship, Ishii's name, no results there. He's never been the world champion. He's in there with him now. Can he beat Okada? That's the question.
That is the golden question, and that is the question on everyone's minds, but we're going to have to wait until Saturday to find that out. Up next, though, we are going to be getting B-block matches, beginning with a match that I think has, the formula to be extremely entertaining. Yuji Nagata versus Toru Yano. But before we get there, this is the end of part 1. This is the end of the first half of day 12 of the G1 Climax 26. And ladies and gentlemen, as much fun as this has been, all great things must come to an end. We will see you for the first B block match of the day. Stay tuned.